Okay, are you hesitant about gel and you're really wanting to give it a go? Hey guys, my name's Evie and I'm from CNC. Blah! So hard! Hey guys, I'm Evie and I'm here to chat all things hair, all things product, all things curls, all things awesome. Hey guys, I'm Evie and I'm here to chat about hair because I love to chat about hair. Are you one of those people who cringes at the thought of using gel or mousse on your hair? Then this video is for you. How to get the perfect hairstyle using gel, what method should you use, and what even is it? How does it even work? Well, we're going to cover all of that in this video and get your hair looking like this. Okay, so we have gotten out of the shower and we've done a wash and now we're ready for our style. So I don't completely dry my hair. I actually leave it quite wet because I find that the curl definition and just the way it's styled is a lot nicer when wet. So I do comb my hair out. A lot of people don't do this step. They just kind of let their curls clump out together and apply the gel to their curl clumps. I find that my hair likes to be combed out a bit, so I use a wide tooth comb. I'm using an afro comb at the moment. Any wide tooth comb is fine to use. So I give it a good brush out, and the reason I've got my towel is because it is still quite wet. So give it a good brush. So give it a nice brush. And I always brush my hair in the direction that it's going to be going in. So I keep my little side part and brush it down. And flip as well, because we always want to make sure we've got lots of direction going at the crown and the crown isn't flat. Okay, so we will be using the Create & Colour Flax and Aloe gel, which is my absolute favorite for my hair type. So it contains aloe vera gel and flaxseed gel. I always go a bit hectic with the amount that I use. And a lot of people apply gel with praying hands, so they do this method like this, which does help to like not rake out the curls. So if you've got some nice big curl clumps forming, applying like that, make sure to not disturb the curl pattern. What I do, and I saw this method on Instagram the other day actually. I can't remember the name of the person. It was a TikTok. If I find it, I will tag. But what she was saying is, if you don't want to rake through your hair like I was just doing then with my brush or just with my fingers, create a fist kind of like this. So bring it in and then clump down like that. And that will encourage curl clumping, so larger bits to start to form without disturbing and separating the hair into smaller parts. Grab it through and then drag it down, so you're kind of making a fist. That's how I apply my gel now. And what I also do, because I like to have a bit of curl formation in my hair, and I obviously have 2A hair, so slightly wavy when it's dry, is I clump up, I scrunch up toward the scalp when I'm applying my gel. This helps me gain a better curl pattern and curl definition. So if I was to just apply like this and doing the raking method through my hair, I wouldn't get that curl formation. So I do scrunch up while I'm applying the gel. So the reason I love gel, and I mean, we have to get over the whole fact that gel is just not used like it was in the early 2000s anymore. Gel and mousse is used for a different reason now. So, you know, back in the early 2000s and maybe the late 90s as well, gel was used for spiking our hair or creating, do you remember wearing those puffs in the front of your hair and kind of like puffing it up and then gelling it or hairspraying it back? That's what it was used for originally. And so I do hear a lot of people when I'm saying, yeah, I use gel in my hair to get these curls, a lot of people saying, oh man, like doesn't gel make your hair so crunchy? Like why do you use gel? They are right. It is one of the common myths about gel and mousses is that the crunch is bad for your hair. Gel and mousse will create a cast around your hair, and that's basically to help it protect the curl formation that it's in. So when you have applied gel, and you know, I'll have it today after I've applied this gel to my hair, I will feel a slight cast on my hair and it will feel a bit crunchy. And for someone who is not used to gel and feels that for the first time, I can imagine it does feel quite weird and it does feel a bit strange on your hair and you kind of don't want that. But all you have to do is scrunch out the crunch. So it's just working through your hair, kind of doing what I'm doing now, but when it's dry and when you've got that gel cast in. All right, and then we flip. So I'm just applying the gel to absolutely everywhere of my hair. I am scrunching up more so than doing the praying hands because I do like to start creating that curl pattern and formation. And my hair is still quite wet, so it is clumping together really nicely. So you can see if I'm coming up close now, you can see some of these clumps starting to form. And that will dry really nicely. I will say it, in all of my videos, your hair will dry the way that it is styled. So it's like, it's gonna be the tagline, people, because it is 100% what will happen. So if you're brushing your hair straight and you want curls, or if you're frizzing your hair up with your dry towel when you get out of the shower, your hair will dry in that pattern. So if you're wanting curls, you need to encourage that when you're styling. Doing methods like this, and there's so many more methods and we'll cover them in more videos, but making sure that you're encouraging your hair to do what you want. Like if you just wet your hair and you just leave it straight and flat, you're brushing it out and you're just leaving it like that, it will, if you have my 1A to 3A hair, it will probably dry straight. So you've got to encourage your lovely curl pattern. Another interesting thing about gel, the consistency of gel, especially for natural gels, which include like kind of food grade ingredients, refrigerating your gel can be a little bit better than keeping it out, especially if you live in a hot climate like Queensland or WA or something like that, North WA or the Northern Territory. Keeping your gel in the refrigerator will make sure the consistency stays nice and thick. In hotter climates, gel can kind of go a bit watery or a bit runny, so keeping it in the fridge would help with that. Some gels don't need it. Some gels are fine just staying out. Like I live in Victoria and the Creed & Colour gel, for me, I just leave out. It's fine down here. But I have noticed if I go up to Queensland, I have to chuck it in the fridge. So yeah, it's just whatever. Just read the instructions on your label. All right, so I think my hair is adequately gelled and I'm feeling like I've got some good clumps forming here. So the next step for me is to dry it, and I will show you some more on scrunching out the crunch when we get back. Okay, so your hair's dried, your curl formation is starting to come in. Depending on how you've dried it, whether it's air dry or you've wrapped it in a cotton towel or you've diffused, will depend on what it looks like. So I have diffused because I love diffusing. It just gives me so much volume, and I have fine hair, so I'm always looking for volume, looking for anything that'll make my hair go. So it is dry, but we've got a little bit of a crunch from the gel cast. When your hair gets to about this point, so it's not fully styled yet, but it's dry and you're getting ready to fully style it, you will want to scrunch out that gel cast. Now, you don't leave your hair in the gel cast. There's heaps of before and afters on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, wherever you look, about before and after scrunching out the crunch. So we always call it SOTC or scrunching. And I'm not a fanatic of curly hair community or the curly girl method at all. I do things very differently. Our products are created very differently because everyone is different and not everything will work for everyone. So when I refer to these terms, it's because they are well used and I haven't got my own terms. So when you're scrunching out the crunch, or when you have created this gel cast, you want to get a little bit of oil on your fingers if you're worried about frizz. I once went to an amazing hairdresser in Melbourne and he said, don't be worried about frizz. Frizz is not your enemy. Frizz helps you. Frizz helps your hair have a bit of character, and I love that. I agree with that. So don't be too worried about having sleek and perfect hair like on Pantene ads or things like that, because it won't necessarily happen like that. You will have frizz, I can guarantee it. So just make the best of that. If you're someone who does have a bit frizzier hair than normal, you might want to use a little bit of oil on your fingers when you're scrunching out the crunch. But if you're someone who doesn't really get too much frizz, which is me, I don't really get too much frizz, I don't bother putting it on my hands, otherwise it just weighs my hair down unnecessarily. So just do what works for you, and we're all different. So without further ado, we're gonna scrunch out the crunch, and to do that, you'll just be working through your hair. Similarly to how we did it when we were adding gel. So we're crunching up toward the crown. You can kind of go and pick apart some really crunchy bits if they are visible or if they're there. I don't really have any crunchy bits. That gel, the Creed & Colour Flax and Aloe gel, is quite light. It doesn't really give a really hard gel cast. It is also really dependent on how much you use as well. So if you're like me and you use a lot, you will get more of a gel cast. So make sure you're flipping, you're always moving. Okay, so I have worked through my hair, scrunched out the crunch where I can, lifted some bits and pieces in the root, and this is our result. So as you can see, it frames the face really well, and I would have to say that styling with gel is just too good. Thanks for joining today's video. If you liked it, please leave a comment, subscribe, hit the like button, and you know all the rest. Enjoy. Peace.